what we're going to do is we're going to go into Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to go to the manifest file. This is the SharePoint manifest file, not the Teams manifest, the SharePoint manifest. And then you see there's a section here called supported hosts. And in fact, IntelliSense helps us here because we can see we can either have a Teams personal app or a Teams tab. That would be called a configurable tab and a static tab in the Teams manifest. It's a slight mismatch in the terminology. So we've added a Teams tab. So once you add that into the manifest file, then when you build that, so this is the normal packaging process, is to do a gulp build and then a gulp package. Sorry, gulp bundle ship we have to do first, which does all the sort of the Webpack, compressing everything into one big JavaScript file, and then the gulp bundle ship, sorry, gulp package solution ship. Then once I've done that, I can go into, I'll get in the SharePoint folder in my SharePoint Framework folder. I've got this, let's navigate to it, the SP package file. So this is the same deployment that we'd use with the web part, or even an add-in, SharePoint add-in would work the same way. It's the same packaging format. So I need to find my way to the SharePoint app catalog, which is sometimes a bit of a convoluted way. There's a few ways of getting there. Probably the easiest way is just to remember the URL. And then if I go to apps for SharePoint, this is where the magic happens, is if I take that SP package file and drop it onto the SharePoint app catalog, which remember is just a SharePoint list, but it's got a bit of behavior because it will, when I then, okay, it's just deploying it now. I do want to make sure that it's available to all sites in the organization, because that will make the deployment a lot easier. And then once you select it, if you go to the Files tab, there's this Sync to Teams icon in the ribbon, which lights up because I've got that setting in the in the manifest that said Teams tab. It knows, so it will deploy that. It's deployed it with a sort of a default Teams manifest, and now if I can then see it when I go to the Teams catalog, and I can then add it to a tab. So I'll do that now. So I can find it here. I've done this a few times, but we can find facilitate and add that to the page, or add that as a tab. This is just its configuration page. I'll save. And now that web part that we built and we saw in the SharePoint framework in SharePoint works pretty much the same inside a tab inside Teams. So we've and all of that is hosted in SharePoint. Now if I wanted to, I could also have a Teams manifest that had other things in it if I needed to, in which case I would drop a manifest file into the SharePoint framework solution.